Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on Edmund Ironside and we get to hear from Edricus today in Act 3, Scene 5. So there's sort of a war going on right now between Canutus and the Danes and Edmund Ironside and the English, though we found out in some of the complaints yesterday that a lot of the soldiers actually fighting for Canutus are English. This was one of the ways that Canutus's crew was trying to make him feel better about the fact that they're losing. He's like, actually, most of the people that have died have been English, so it's sort of the English fighting the English. So, we haven't actually lost many of your Danish countrymen. And Canutus was not really pacified by that. We saw Edmund, who was very thankful for his troops and said everybody's going to be compensated. And then we get Canutus, who's just sort of yelling and screaming at everybody, and as they're saying, we're actually not doing so bad because most of the people that have died are English, he turns very quickly on them and he's like, so what, we're still losing, and Uskatolf, didn't you turn and run away yourself? Like, what good does this do? Like, aren't you embarrassed to see that it's mostly foreigners fighting for your king? Shouldn't it be our countrymen fighting for your king? And Edricus steps in and says, give not such scope to humorous discontent. We are all partners of your private griefs. Kings are the heads, and if the head but ache, the little finger is distempered. We grieve to see you grieved, which hurteth us, and yet avails not to assuage your grief. You are the sun, my lord, we marigolds. When as you shine, we spread ourselves abroad and take our glory from your influence. But when you hide your face or darken it with the least encounter of a cloudy look, we close our eyes as partners of your woes, drooping our heads as grass downweighed with dew. Then clear ye up, my lord, and cheer up us, for now our valors are extinguished, and all our force lies drowned in brinish tears as jewels in the bottom of the sea. I do beseech your grace to hear me speak. And then Edricus and Canutus go off and talk by themselves for just a moment, and we, the audience, don't get to hear it. But what is being said here? This is Edricus kissing butt and trying to talk Canutus down a little bit. He's like, anything that we did that was bad, if we ran, if we hid any of that, it was because we're grieving right alongside you. We feel your pain, and we look to you as people look to the sun. So when you're bright and sunny and cheerful and happy, we're bright and sunny and cheerful and happy. But if you deprive us of yourself, if you deprive us of your joy, your light, all of these things, then we are not happy either. We droop like the grass that's weighed down with the dew. So he's like, you gotta turn yourself around. You gotta cheer up, because that'll cheer us up. Because take a look around, all your soldiers are really depressed, and everybody's drowning in a sea of tears because everybody's feeling really bad. So we need you to cheer up and lead us. And then in the very last line, he's like, let's have a little side chat over here. So the two of them go and have a little side chat. But while they're talking, the Earl of Southampton is like, I really don't like how he's doing, like what his attitude is. This is not good. And Uskatolf is like, yeah, his dad was much better equipped to handle both victories and losses than he is. And then Canutus and Edricus come back, and Canutus is like, okay, those were fair words. And Edricus is going to share with the rest of us sort of an abbreviated version of what he shared with Canutus. He'll share that in a monologue tomorrow, which I know it's weird to say he's going to share an abbreviated version in the form of a monologue, but they chatted, they came to an agreement. Edmund is going to debrief in the form of a monologue. So I'll see you tomorrow for that. Mwah.